Welcome back to Julius Blue TV. Welcome back to your latest Chelsea video. Doesn't feel right. At the same time, if you're watching and you're not in trenches like Chelsea every day, you can never understand, because you can say these guys are spoiled. They are fourth in the league. What can they be complaining about? And I get that. But there is a weird feeling. There's a weird vibe that needs to be addressed. And there is three people need to be addressed. Is Maresca, the manager, and the directors, and the ownership. We're gonna go into the order, man. We're gonna talk about everybody. I wanna have an honest conversation with you Chelsea fans. And so guys, if it's your first time on the channel, smash that like button. And if you're brand new to here, subscribe if it's your first time, and let's get into it, man. So I don't wanna come here shouting and angry. I have time to sit down and think about this video, man, because today we're gonna come to the conclusion. Let's talk about this club, man. Things we need to fix. Things we have seen that some of us are not happy. Maybe some people happy, man. But let's start with the manager. When the manager was hired, we were short with the shortlist. McKenna, Vincent Company, I think there was Julian Nagelsmann. That's most of the Chelsea fans they wanted. But really, how can these managers fast track themselves to the level? Because first of all, he was not experienced manager when we brought him. He only had to have one season in the championship, and then he promoted Leicester to the Premier League, and then we brought him because they wanted an yes man. That's why they brought Maresca in, a guy who they can tell what he had to say, what he has to do. They didn't want a guy with a big CV, with outspoken individual like Kante, Pellegrini. They didn't want a Champions League winner who have done it, man. They wanted a guy who they can tell. Because if we were still under the old ownership, that's the kind of manager we went and brought in. But we didn't do that. We brought in potential. We brought in the next big thing. That was Maresca, because he was working under Pep Guardiola, and you know this guy stays on his philosophy if everything is going wrong, man. Beginning of the season, I said if we ever to win the league, we'll be overachieving. And the big credit I'll give it to, the main credit I'll give it to the ownership. That's what I said at the beginning of the season when we were winning the games and we were second in the league, 2 points behind Liverpool. And I said again, if we don't do well this season, again, the blame has to go to the ownership. At the same sentence, I said that if it goes wrong, if he's underachieving, he has to go to the owners. Because for me, I knew Maresca was not going to be doing that well this season, man. I knew that. Just like most of the credit, I want to give it to the owner. Just like because of the most credit, I want to give it to the ownership, to the directors. The same thing I said. Maresca was high risk. We took a big gamble to bring him in. We are playing with the Chelsea fans' future, man. Because with Maresca, it's been becoming clear and clear that he's voicing the opinion of the above. He's getting lost in his own lies, man. The things he's been saying in the press conference are not been lying with what he told us at the beginning of the season. He didn't tell us that. He's not been consistent. Everything he told us, he's not been saying the same stuff, because we have seen him talk about the players we bought in the summertime. He said he wanted João Felix, and now he doesn't want him. Week in and week out, just after 3 days, he's changing his mind. And for me, at the beginning of the season, I said, the only thing I'm not asking for a trophy this season. I don't care about the Conference League, but we should win the trophy. We are Chelsea Football Club. But the main thing for me, I want the Champions League football. I'm tired of listening to this kind of music of the conference at Chelsea, man. And one thing I want to say, man, there's a lot of examples. Maresca is a head coach. I can only get angry that he's like that. I can only get surprised that he's like this, because we knew some point of the season is going to happen. It's going to be like this, because there has been politics in this club, like Sanchez, like wage, like salaries with Chukwuemeka. We have seen it, man. We have seen it. Truly, guys, if you sit down and ask yourself, I can only be so annoyed, man, because I did not expect massive to this player. I did not expect too much. I wanted us to do better, man, this season. I wanted us to give us Champions League football, top 4. And at the beginning of the season, we were guaranteed on this. Everybody was saying like we had the best depth in the league, we had the most attack, the deadly attack, and I truly believe that because we were doing so well, blasting Wolf away from home. Every game we had away from home, beginning of the season, beside Man City, the first game we lost, we were just fantastic, man. And at the end of the day, there is a squad building issues. Everything makes Maresca job difficult. They have done it. The club of this size, we have so many issues up front, issues in the defense, too many tens, no leadership, no physicality. Every time when you get to the 60th minute, man, our form drops. We drop like we have been playing for 2 hours, man. And one thing I said, man, the best thing you can ever do, you can have the world-class players in one team, but if you have no value, if they don't see any structure, if they don't see where they're going, these players are not going to be doing the stuff you want them to do. They cannot win the games. But now, let's go to the directors. The director being Lon Trues and Wizen Stanley. Last season I said these directors, they should leave because it's not fair to spend about 1 billion and we don't have a striker. We have Nicola Jackson as a striker. I'm not saying as Nicola Jackson he's a bad striker, but we have so many holes to fill in this team. I think the money should have been used better. We have spent 1.3 billion, I think, man. That's a lot of money on the Westfall, man. I'm not saying there's not been any good purchases, any good player we have bought, like Palmer, because if Palmer does not turn out from attack standpoint, this team looks bad. If Palmer does not turn out, that's really, really bad. With $1 billion spent, we should have players, the Galactical. We should have individuals, brilliance, who can come in when Palmer does not turn out. But that's not the thing, man. We're not been doing that. And one thing I want to say, man, I'm not going to blame even the directors too much. The owners, why are you keeping them? Because if you're at your job, right, they hire you to do a job, and if you don't do your job, your owner, the owner of the job, the boss can fire you to get someone else who can get a job done. That's why these owners have been here. You keep signing kids like Matisse from France. Why you keep signing this player? We have kids in the academy at Cobham who can go and bring and they can fill in that position than Matisse. We have Roksaki, man. We have our player on Southampton, Leslie Okochuk. Why aren't you bringing him? So many talents are not even developing because there is no time and thought and plan for them to develop, to actually improve and develop and showcase to how we patch them in the first place. That is the good squad management. You buy a player and you give them a platform where they can develop and become better. But these owners are not been doing it, man. Chelsea Football Club, we should never be rejected by Matisse Tel, who went to Tottenham Hotspur. This one is showing our levels. Tottenham Hotspur took Matisse Tel and he rejected us because we have become this club. We are not that club anymore, man. This is the modern day football, man. And one thing I want to say is, man, when you start selling players after 6 months of purchasing them or buying them, it's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. And you can only say you can pay the big money for these players, man. And one thing I want to say is, guys, one thing I would been saying all season is that if we don't get straight up, if we don't put our pants up, man, we will be finished. I want our directors to be accountable. I want them to be accountable. I want them to do better, man. I don't want us to lose games. I don't want us to be losers. I don't want us to have that, man. It's not like I have an agenda of the directors of some players like Robert Sanchez. No. I want Robert Sanchez to do better. I want the directors to do better. I want the owners to do better, man. I want to win games. I want to win Champions League, Premier Leagues, FA Cups, everything, man. Under Roman, we were guaranteed of winning those stuff. We were winning. And now, it's why can't why do Matisse still reject us? Because he does not see any structure. Because his people, they were smart. They knew, come to Chelsea, we never want to play. People are just leaving after 6 months of being there because they're not under the structure they wanted, under that. But who tell the directors what to do? Who gave them the power of making these decisions, of stockpiling, to give them 1 billion to spend and still don't have a complete squad? And put out these peer excuses and panel up themselves, say, oh, this and this crap, that we don't have to make the Champions League football, we don't have to make top 4, that we have 2 seasons, that we're counting this season as 2 seasons in one, because we have the Club World Cup, the Club World Cup, because the accountability of not being in the Champions League. We look crazy as fans for asking for it. Like this is some wild thing, some weird expectations, man. No, we're not demanding the treble, the quadruple, or this stuff. We just want to get the front shot of sponsor, but we can't even get that. I have never seen in my life of watching Chelsea, us don't have a sponsorship in front of our shirts. This is the first time it have happened. The bare minimum is the Champions League football. Some people are made to look crazy expecting it, but this is come from the ownership. This is comes from the 2 big boys. It's Todd Boehly versus Eghbali, man. Few months ago, Todd Boehly was kind of spoken about. He was more like exploring that he more fun driven, but Eghbali was more like the businessman, and they took him off. He was the money maker, Eghbali. As a fan, I was more interested in someone who has love for the sport, who has interest for the sport. But that man was in trouble. Vivid 6. We have seen that. I've not talked about it. Todd Boehly was running the stake that is taking the fans' ticket, increasing them prices. But people, they need to process for the stuff, man. They need to go there and one thing I want to say this, guy. There's no successful club where the fans and the club are not on the same page. I'm not saying everyone. I'm not saying 90.99%. It can be the 60-40%, man. 60-40. But we are not even close. We are not that. And one of the things we can never instrument the influence the fans have, certain voices, and the YouTubers or the accounts, guys like me who just want to give their opinions. And don't just lie. The biggest protest we have seen at Chelsea did not come from these fans. It came from the match-going fans. The heart. We must. And one thing I want to say this, man. Chelsea, we need to partner up. The owners, as you guys know today, Todd Boehly bought a stake in cricket. Yep. Todd Boehly now is a cricket owner now, man. He has bought a share in cricket and he wants to buy cricket. And while Chelsea were here, we need someone to put us back on the map, but he's not doing that. One thing I want to say about the owner, man, I'm tired of talking about these guys. I am very, very tired. We can talk about getting them out. It's very, very useless, man. Protesting about the owners getting out, they'll never happen. They own the club. It's like someone telling you to leave your house, that you own the land, you own the house, or that because we don't like you how you take care of your land. It's never gonna happen. You own the land, so they have no one have a right to do that. So the only thing, if you're the owner of something, you have your own land and your house, and you have people who take care of your house, but they're not doing their job in the house, outside. That's the only people you can fight. You can hire new people who can fix that. That's how Chelsea needs to do. The directors, they need to go. Maresca is not a bad manager, guys. I'm not saying he's a bad man. He's a proper good manager. He's a manager. Actually, I like him, man. He's a good manager. He wants to win trophies. You can see it. He wants to win. But there's no structure around him. There is no people who want to win with him, man. Him and the owners are not on the same page with the directors. Maresca wants a striker. He was crying for a striker the whole beginning of the season, and not even the owner thought about it. I did not even see a link of a striker linked to us. I didn't see it. That's the crazy thing, man, I've seen. The ownership, if they want to win, if they truly care, about this club, they need to go and sign a striker in summertime. They have to do it, man. Goldcrest is there, man. I saw today Real Madrid losing to Man City. In 3 minutes, they win the game. Individual brilliant. It has nothing to do with Ancelotti, that is a good manager. It's just like because they know the club is bigger than anybody, than any player. They know if they don't win that game away from home with Man City that have won treble just a season ago, they know the fans are gonna run them into the ground, man. I remember us winning things with players who were not just average. Not because they were average, guys. Because they knew the club they were on. They knew they were Chelsea, and Chelsea wins. But now, we don't even get that anymore now. They keep saying, you Chelsea fans are so spoiled. No, guys. We are in top 4. But if you see anybody who's behind us, almost all those teams are better than us. Man City is behind us. Bournemouth have been on form. They only just lost to Liverpool. Don't let that fool you. Those 2-0. No. Bournemouth have been on form. Newcastle. The good thing is Newcastle is going to play with Man City, so one of them have to drop points, or they both have to drop and draw. That's one thing. But I know what 4-5 games can do. I don't need the whole squad to be world class. I don't ask these players to do that. I'm just asking the owners to bring in the right players. Bring in the players who can help. Bring in some experience. That's what we've been asking other Chelsea fans. And this is not too much for us to ask, man. And I don't get it, man. How do we have to keep saying the same thing day in and day out? And people keep saying, you guys keep complaining. You are in the good position in the league. Wow, you guys finished 6th last season. Even the season before, you guys were 12th. Now you're sitting in February, you're sitting in 4th. Guys, we are 24 games in, man, of the Premier League. We still have a lot of games to go. We're not even there yet. Because the next games before our end of the season is going to be tough. It's going to be peak. We have to go to Nottingham Forest away. That's not going to be easy, man. We have to go to Arsenal away. Liverpool are home. We still have Spurs at home. That one is a 3-point, but don't disrespect them. We have Aston Villa, even Brentford, man. And I don't know what you guys think, man. But for me, I want the Champions League football. I want to win trophies. If we cannot make Champions League this season, those directors, they need to be sacked. Am I truly completely happy with the ownership? Are we going to force them to relinquish the power? I don't think so. They can sell it if they want. Once they're in, they can. You guys are stuck in. We are stuck in at Chelsea, man. But now, what are the solutions now? What can we improve? How can we improve for us, our club, to be back to the way we were, man? Don't be afraid to make up your opinion, man. Don't be afraid to come up here and speak up. And if you're a Chelsea fan, you ever want to go live on the channel, if you want to talk about this stuff, let me know in the comment down below, man. Because I'm always here, man. Comment down below, and I'm always going to answer you. And for the first time, we can go live on the channel. We have never went live on this channel, man. We have went live on the other channel, but this one, no. But one thing I want to say, man, Chelsea fan, stay strong, man. Because I'm going to tell you guys, it will take a lot of hard work, Chelsea fans are very fickle, man. Few little results, we are back on the horse. We are back on the manager. We are back on Maresca, has brought our club back. Yes, I was happy with Maresca, man. But the ownership, man, there's a lot of egos at the director room. There's a lot of ego at this club. There's a lot of ego. And that needs to stop. If you don't understand this, you have cap the club and not making the maximum money, and I understand that, and they want to have a new stadium, but it seems like some of the Chelsea pitch owner, they don't want to let it go. But for me, I have given my opinion on this. I want to say this, man, if you want to get a new stadium, let's go. If you want to be Brighton, you want to be Bournemouth, then you're going to be losers. But we need to improve the stadium too as well, so we can make maybe the money. Maybe the whole ticket stuff can stop. But I don't know what you guys think in the comment down below. And I'm hoping and I'm praying it's not going to be that way. But for me, make more money if you want to be the best of the best. I'll say this again. Make more money by being the best of the best. Attract the best players. Guys, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment down below. And if you're brand new to the channel, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And take care of yourself and God bless you. Peace out.